I have to say that it was a different generation, you know. You guys have probably parents who've been here for a long time than we did. My family was here, my stepdad came here in '84. So we had only been here about, 7, 10 years. So we haven't been established. So, um, just growing up in a Latino family was a little different. I remember one thing that I remember clear is that when I was a kid, in order to be able to have decent clothes or money to spend, I had to have 2 jobs. So after school, I would go work for a restaurant, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I would work at a different restaurant Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then Sundays, I would help my mom out with like a little business she had. So it was really rough doing homework. That's the one thing I remember about being a kid is that I didn't do homework. And then showing up to school the next day and having the teachers ask you how come you didn't do your homework was really rough on me because I didn't want to rat my parents out and say, well, we're poor, so I have to have 2 jobs. So I would just pretend to not care, to let the teachers know that I didn't care, then that's the reason why I didn't do my homework. But the reason was that I had 2 jobs and I couldn't work. And I couldn't actually do the homework because I had to go to work after school. So it was a little challenging, but you know what? I always tell people the same thing. It's what made me strong. It's what really taught me to be a hard worker now. No, I've always lived in Sonoma County. I grew up on Moreland. And when I was 18, my mom said, listen, there's 4 other kids. I can let you stay for free here, but you have to pay your own college and you have to pay rent. Or you can try to move out on your own, but as far as being able to support you, I can no longer do that. So when I was 18, I decided to pursue my acting career and move out. And I moved all over the place, but always in Sonoma County because I feel that by giving people a good example and by working really hard, I can make a difference in a smaller, group of people and just really make a difference. And I decided to stay here instead of going to LA and actually becoming like famous, because that's like something that is very different. Being an artist doesn't mean that you have to be famous. Being famous, you can do that by going on YouTube and punching a clown or something, and then the video becomes viral, and now you're famous, right? But being an artist is completely different. Being an artist is somebody who's really trained in what they do, and who can actually perform at the highest level. So I decided to stay here, still do the acting and the comedy, but being around my family, because I like being around family. Oh man, I love. Well, listen, I get money to do it, but I love doing stand-up. I just love being on stage and just talking to people. My stuff is very educational, and it's just seeing people's faces light up when I come up with something that I thought about during the day. Like if I think about something during the day that I think sharp, then I'll go on to any stage, even if it's an open mic, and you say it, and just it makes me feel really good. I'll give you an example. I have a really thick accent, right? So we're doing this show in Lake County about 3 weeks ago, and it was going really well, and everybody was having a great time. And there was this lady, and she was a little drunk, and at the end of the show, she comes up to me and she's like, "I love your show, but I think I should get half of my money back." And I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "Well, your accent's so thick, I could barely understand half of the show." And I was like, "Well, lady, maybe I was just using words that you don't know. How about that, So I thought that was funny when I thought about that, And then the next day I went and did it on stage, and people thought it was just hilarious. And that makes me feel really good, just to tell people stories like that. But at the same time, this is kind of like the struggles that I've always had, that when I tell anybody that I do acting or what they call modeling, like that stuff, it's called modeling, it's not called acting. Then people are like, you do that, you know? So then it's just like struggles, and I just kind of twist stuff around for my comedy. So, anyways, that's what I love to do. I just love to be on stage all the time. Oof, that's a tough question. I'm just a nice person. I think just being nice to people it changes everything. You know, I think it took me a long time to just realize that all I had to do was just be nice. You know, and why I just struggling by myself. I didn't have anybody to tell me, you know, at home. You know, they expect. I think Latino parents, what they do is they expect you to go to school and the teachers to not only educate you but also you know, show you how to be a disciplined, moral person. You know, and that's something really important that I didn't realize until I really grew up, is that I just needed to be nicer. And once I figure out that I just needed to be nicer, then everything changed for me, you know.
Hi, my name is Emily Cardenas.
My name is Edgar Nahar.
Hi, my name is Grace Hakias.
Hi, my name is Juan.
My name is Andres Serrano.